Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're talking about how to move to Prince Edward Island, or PEI as it's perhaps better known, which is one of Canada's Atlantic provinces. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. Check out our video explaining them all in just 5 minutes to learn more about them. And Prince Edward Island, which we're talking about today, is on the east coast and is by far the smallest of them. It's less than 10% of the size of the second smallest province, which is Nova Scotia, and it accounts for less than 0.1% of Canada's total landmass.
Prince Edward Island is also the least populated, yet, due to its tiny size, the most densely populated province in Canada. And with 165,000 residents, it's still got more people than all 3 of Canada's territories combined. Quite a cool fact. However, what PEI lacks in size, it more than makes up for in character. The capital is Charlottetown, and it's a charming waterfront town with some really interesting buildings and some great views across Northumberland Strait towards Nova Scotia.
The province is known for its exceptionally high quality of life and for having some of the safest communities in Canada. It also has a rich cultural history as well as excellent beaches and golf courses, making it a very popular tourist destination in the summer months.
So, how do you move to PEI? One of the easiest ways is through PEI's Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP. As with all provincial nominee programs, PEI is looking to attract foreigners who intend to live, work and establish themselves in Prince Edward Island and who can fill their labour market shortages. Priority is given to entrepreneurs and individuals who are qualified to work in areas which have skill shortages in the PEI labour market.
The Prince Edward Island PNP can be divided into 3 categories, which are the Business Impact category, the Labour Impact or Worker category, and the Express Entry category, which you may or may not already be aware of.
The PEI PNP Business Impact category is for individuals who plan to invest in and run a business in Prince Edward Island. There used to be 3 immigration streams under this category, but 2 of these were closed in 2018, leaving only the work permit stream. This is for foreign nationals with business ownership or extensive management experience who would like to move to PEI to start their business and eventually become a permanent resident.
To be eligible for nomination through the work permit stream, you must have a personal net worth of at least 600,000 Canadian dollars, a minimum of a high school education, be aged between 21 and 59, have transferable management skills or business ownership experience, have language skills of at least CLB level 4 in English or French, and intend to live and work in PEI.
Next is the Labour Impact or Worker category, which is for people looking to live and work in Prince Edward Island but not own a business and who have the necessary skills, education and experience needed in the local labour market. For this category, candidates must have either a job offer or be already working in PEI for a PEI employer. The Labour Impact category is divided into 3 streams.
Firstly, the skilled worker stream, which is for individuals who have experience in a skilled profession and have either a valid job offer from a PEI employer or who are already working for an employer in Prince Edward Island. To be eligible for this stream, candidates must fulfil the following requirements.
Have a full-time job offer for a minimum of 2 years in NOC classification skill level 0, A or B. Follow the link below in the description to find out which level your occupation may be classed as. You must also have at least 2 years of full-time work experience in the past 5 years, have at least 2 years of post-secondary education, be aged between 18 and 59, speak enough English or French to be able to do the job, have sufficient funds available and show a genuine intention to settle in PEI.
The second stream is the critical worker stream, which is for workers in either a semi-skilled or an unskilled profession. For this category, the individual must be currently working for a PEI business.
The requirements for this stream are similar to the skilled worker stream, but with a few differences. Candidates still require a full-time job offer for a minimum of 2 years, but the job offer needs to only be in an intermediate skilled position in NOC classification skill levels C or D. Some examples of occupations which fit into this category include general labourer, housekeeping, truck driving and food service.
Candidates must have also worked for a minimum of 6 months full-time for the PEI employer, also have a valid work permit and legal status in Canada, have a minimum education of a high school diploma, and have a minimum of 2 years full-time work experience or the relevant education in the past 5 years.
The great news for the worker streams is that the language level required for both skilled workers and critical workers is just CLB level 4, which is a very low threshold. Even if you speak just a little bit of English or French, it wouldn't be difficult to improve your level up to a CLB 4, and this is considerably lower than the requirements for most other PNP schemes. Watch our video on language requirements for immigration to find out more about CLB levels.
Thirdly, the international graduate stream of the PEI PNP is for students who have graduated from a post-secondary institution in Prince Edward Island. As well as this, eligible candidates must have a full-time job offer for at least 2 years from a PEI employer and a valid postgraduate work permit and of course legal status in Canada.
So now to the final and most popular category in the PEI PNP, which is the Express Entry category. As with all provincial nominee programs, selected candidates must have skills which meet current PEI labour needs, as they are looking to recruit foreign workers to fill their gaps in their workforce. So before you apply, it would be worth checking whether your occupation and skills are currently in demand in Prince Edward Island. But the best part of this programme is that although a job offer provides you with additional points, unlike many provincial nominee programmes, you do not need a job offer to apply.
Because this category is aligned with the Express Entry system, eligible candidates must first have an Express Entry profile and must meet the requirements of at least one of the federal economic immigration programs, which are the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, or the Canadian Experience Class. Watch our video on Express Entry Explained for more information on them. Each program has different eligibility criteria, so check out the links below to find out if you meet one of the requirements for any of these programs.
The Express Entry system allows the province of Prince Edward Island to search the federal Express Entry pool for suitable candidates and then send them a notification of interest to people whose profile matches the criteria the province is seeking. A nomination from PEI will give candidates an extra 600 CRS points, which is enough to guarantee an invitation to apply for permanent residence in the next Express Entry draw. So you can see why nomination is so sought after. While a job offer is not necessary to enter via Express Entry, Prince Edward Island prioritises invitations for applicants who are already working and living in the province.
So the way it works is that once a candidate has an active profile in the Federal Express Entry system under one of the 3 programs we just mentioned, they must then create a profile in PEI's Expression of Interest system. The profile is reviewed and assigned up to a maximum of 100 points based on 6 selection factors: age, language, education, work experience, employment, and adaptability. Click on the link below in the description box for a detailed breakdown of exactly how many points you would be awarded were you to apply through this scheme.
Once you've submitted your profile to the Expression of Interest system, PEI is made aware that you have selected their province, and the highest scoring qualified candidates with a connection to Prince Edward Island will be invited to submit an application for permanent residence to the PEI PNP. The nomination from the province will give you those magical 600 extra points, which effectively guarantee selection in the very next Express Entry draw.
Okay, so we hope that has given you a little bit of food for thought and encouraged you to start your journey to living and working in Prince Edward Island.
So what are you waiting for? Check out the links in the description box below and get started. By the way, I know there's been a lot of jargon in this episode. We've got other videos explaining Express Entry, language levels, all of it. You can check them out on our channel homepage. But that's all for Prince Edward Island. See you next time.